I think it's an important issue that we have a better understanding for, especially in this committee, and how it relates to jobs, wages, and just economic development as a whole.
As someone working in the venture capital industry, as an entrepreneur myself, we believe in open and free markets. We believe in competition. We think it's what drives the best of us. That being said, when we look at a policy that literally in its name is called non-compete, it's hard for us to fathom how, as free market thinkers, that's something that we would be supportive of, or something that could be conducive to entrepreneurial activity. Specifically, we view non-competes and other restrictive covenants as a tax on labor, but more importantly, a tax on innovation. We're comparable to Michigan. Minnesota is well above us, and we pale in comparison to Illinois, obviously Chicago being the bulk of that, where $1.2 billion was invested into startups. Let's compare this to California. Let's look at Wisconsin, Michigan, Minnesota, and Illinois next to the $38 billion of venture capital that were invested into startups coming out of California. We aren't even showing up on the radar. You can barely even see the red line. One glaring difference between the policies that exist in California and the other states mentioned here is California's unenforceability of non-compete agreements. In states that strictly enforce non-compete agreements, individuals bound by these restrictions report lower compensation in their next job, skill atrophy, and a degradation of professional networks as a result of not being able to work in their chosen industry. If you're a top computer programmer leaving Epic or any number of large employers in the state, you have a pretty strong incentive to go to California where you can continue to work in your industry. What we're talking about is not stealing the secret recipe for Coca-Cola or the secret spices in Colonel Sanders' chicken. What we're talking about is if I'm a surgeon, I should be allowed to be a surgeon at another hospital. If I'm a computer programmer in healthcare IT, I should be allowed to be a computer programmer in healthcare IT at another firm or start my own business. If I'm a world-class defensive end in the NFL, I should be able to leave the Philadelphia Eagles and join the Green Bay Packers.